Hi, this is Will, and this is my video today. It's going to be on the Luxe Peak 2 $75 a pyramid tent, and I use for glassing and as a backup tent. And I thought I might share this with you and see what you think about it, and talk about how useful it is. Basically, this tent can be thrown up. It's 2.3 pounds. It can be thrown up in a matter of a minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on your skill. Just four tent stakes and throw the trekking pole in the middle up, and you're out of the rain. I kind of like that. You basically throw this thing down, put 4 stakes in, and pull that up, and you're out of the rain. Works great for glassing. Works great as a backup tent if you get out on a herd and you get out there and you need your tent, sleep in for the night. You got it. What's nice is me and my wife can get inside there out of the rain. We both put a spotting scope up and get 2 people behind each spotting scope, and be out of the rain and have plenty of room, even stretch out in there. Those who don't make fun of my cheesy spotting scope, I know. I've had that a long time. I've upgraded to a Diamondback, but for display purposes, I decided to put this one out here. Apologize for my stupid dog barking. You can see the nylon on the front. Someone comment about that. Well, you don't need that for hunting. Basically, that's what we did in the military. Take wife's nylon, cut a piece, stretch it over the top of the lens. Because back in the day, they didn't have glint filters, which reduce the glare that comes off of the sun or light off your objective lens, and it keeps the enemy from seeing where you're at. You don't need it for elk hunting. Elk aren't going to see it and run off, but basically for us, we used it because a lot of times everyone's going to say, well, you're going to glass with the sun to the rear, and that's very true. But a lot of times when you're hunting humans, you have to go in places where they don't expect you to be. So a lot of times, if they got training, they're expect you in certain areas to be laying your sniper hide, and so you sometimes will have the sun at your front, to your side, and so you need something like this that will work as a sun filter, will also work as a glint filter, so they can't find your location, and it kind of works really good. So you're probably asking, well, why the heck does he have that still on there? Well, my spotting scope is kind of a cross-dresser, really likes nylons, but no, just kidding. Basically, I put it on there because you can lose your spotting scope lenses, and you put a rubber band over it, and you've got a cloth that'll resist scratching, it'll resist dust, it'll keep the lens clean, and when you're done, you pop it. When you're ready to hunt, you just pop it off, stick it in your pocket. The added benefit is it works as a lens cloth. I wouldn't use it all the time, but if you lose your lens cleaning pen or your lens cleaning cloth, you can use that to wipe smudges off your lens. So there we go. I got on a tangent again. It's being old, you have a tendency to rattle on things that you got in your brain. So let's move along and talk about this tent that I like for 75 bucks. Okay, so this Luxe tent has 2 vents on each side. It's put up with a trekking pole. The one I used is just 135 centimeters tall. They recommend you have one from 130 137 to 142 tall, so any one will work. I use the small one here, and you can see I got plenty of room. We can still get up underneath there, and I've got a longer one that I can use. You put your 4 stakes in each corner. I didn't even put it gives you sidelines or guidelines on the side to pull it out, give you a little more room in there if you need it. But for today's purposes, I just put the 4 stakes in that you would normally do quickly in a rainstorm. And so on both sides of this tent, you have a door on opposite sides of each other, and you have vents on each side to allow you to keep condensation out and let the carbon dioxide vent the tent. Like I say, 4 stakes on each side. It is a polyester material. It's not ripstop, but that still works. It's still a good thing to have. Like I say, guidelines on all sides. You have to seam seal the seams on it. They give you a tube to do that. Just come down these seams and seam seal them. That it takes a little time. You got to do it in the sun, but do that before you take it out, and it'll work great. Several things you can do with this tent that I like is you can actually get up in there and you can pull these side flaps down. I wish I had somebody holding my camera, but you pull the side flaps down, and instead of stake them in, you take your second trekking pole and attach your trekking pole into the ground here, and it makes a wall so that you can have a windbreak or another rain break or whatever, so you can stretch out in there. I've actually been able to lay in the prone, laying crossways in here, zip the door completely down, leave the side open on this side here with one trekking pole holding it open about 14 inches, and I'm able to glass in the prone position with my small Joby little tripod that I have also. And you can glass in the prone. You might be thinking, well, why the heck would I want to glass in the rain or pouring rain? Well, I can tell you, elk normally don't move in downpours, only in drizzle normally, but if you glass in the pouring rain, that elk may decide, or that mule deer may decide, you know what, I got a bad bedding site. I'm gonna, take and move because I'm getting drenched here. I don't like where I'm at, and he may move, 6 feet or 8 feet, and that may be the opportunity of a lifetime for you, that you get that, big bull you've been looking for, that big buck you've been looking for. So, just something you do. You can lay out in the proneness. This thing is 6 feet something by 8 feet something. So it's not a huge tent. It's perfect for one person with a lot of gear, or 2 people with just backpacks. Me and my wife get in there with 2 little packs, and it's plenty of room when you pull the sides out and use the lines to anchor it. The things I did to upgrade it was that I went with a little better stake. They give you these aluminum stakes right here, which are kind of, they're okay, they work. But I went with the MSR. They're a little longer, give you a little more holding power, and they work better in rock, these twisted ones. Now you can get the titanium ones that are like hard, one piece, which are much better for rock, but I find these work, and I haven't bent them yet, as of yet, in the rocky terrain. Other things I recommend that you do is you buy some line. If you can afford Dyneema line, that's a great thing to do. If not, you can get some bank line, which is like 300 tests, and you can, Atwood sells a lot of different heavy duty cord like this stuff here, which is rated at, like, I think 110 pounds shear strength, so it's like 220 in normal load. And carry it with you. This tent does come with a bag. You can see it here. The bag is kind of big because the tent can be rolled down as much as 4 inches by 10 inches, so you really don't necessarily need that bag. And the whole tent is 2.3 ounces. I mean 2 pounds 3 ounces, and it packs up, like I say, 10 by 4. So it's really small. You can just stick it anywhere, just like you would a tarp that you were carrying with you. And I really like it. Like I said, I can put this thing up in less than 2 minutes. You get downpour coming in, I can throw this on the ground, put my 4 stakes in each corner, unzip the center, whichever side is quickest to get in, unzip it, run underneath with a trekking pole, slide your trekking pole up underneath, bang, get inside, zip it down, and you're in, and you're out of that downpour quickly and pretty much easily. If you got a tarp, and I've used tarps for years, and you can throw them up by different configurations, lean-to, teepee, whatever. You can do a bunch of stuff with the tarp. But it takes a little longer to do that, and you've got to use bank line or 550 cord, and you've got to have it pre-attached. And if you get to an area where there's no trees, you're not, this thing here you could use in the middle of the desert if you had to. You could stake it in the sand and have it downpour or whatever happens to come along, or a sandstorm. I don't think we have haboobs where most people hunt, but anyway. The tent is great for $75. I highly recommend it. I wish I could afford one of the Dyneema ones, but for the price, $75, you can't. Most people spend more than that for a decent tarp. I'm not talking a Walmart heavy duty, put in the back of your truck tarp, Bubba J tarp. I'm talking a really good quality ripstop tarp. This is made of polyester. It's maybe not as good a fabric as ripstop, but it works. It'll hold up for many seasons, and I'll give you after I get another year or 2 on it, I'll give you another video on it and let you know how it's working. And that's my video. I hope it helps some of y'all. I hope that if you were thinking of getting a tarp, you might think of getting one of these $75 teepee tents, or pyramid tents, and give you a nice glassing spot, keep you out of sun, keep you out of snow, keep you out of rain, sleet, whatever. You know how it is when you hunt elk and mule deer. You never know what's going to come upon you. So that's my video. I hope it helped you, and thanks for watching.